writing my business plan was very scary. Creating my recipes, creating this whole, concept and how I wanted everything to look, and all of that was really easy for me. I mean, that was nothing. Writing the business plan was very daunting and scary. And then once I kind of started it, it was way easier than what I thought it would be. It's kind of like, a term paper or anything like that you kind of dread, but once you start it, you realize that if it's what you love and it's what you know, then it's way easier than you think. I also really, really utilize the Small Business Technology Center in downtown Lansing here close to me, because they were just a wonderful resource for especially the number crunching that I had to do, the finance issues, the marketing again, I was all good on that. It was just to make sure that I had all my T's crossed and all of that. They were wonderful for that. So I really used them. I would go there 2 or 3 times a week. I remember crying to them, and we still laugh about it now because I'm their golden child. But I remember going there, going, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if it's all going to work." And they're like, "You can do this. I know you can." And I knew I could, but there were definitely days of like, this is harder than what. Wait, let me rephrase that. I always knew I could do it, but there were definitely days of it was very hard to do the things that I wasn't skilled at, and no one else can do that but you. I didn't want anyone else writing my business plan. I mean, it has to come from you. It has to come from your heart and your soul and your own creative mind, so you know exactly what you want. And so that was a little bit difficult, but it was another thing that you have to do to get to the prize. And so I didn't want to skip anything that was going to maybe deter me from having my dream come true. So there was never a time where I was going to mess up, from finances to the business plan, to personnel and to the color of the paint outside. It all was really, really important to make sure that it all, and when you do that on a shoestring budget, it's tough, but it can be done. I'm an example of that. So.
And how long did it take you to kind of string all those things together and get it
started? Pretty much kind of a year. It took probably a year. There was so much because I was my own contractor. So everything about this, from the plumber coming in to the health department, everything that you have to do with that, from the business plan to, no one else could do it but me. So painting, scraping the ceiling, everything about it was, it wasn't just me, it was my family and all my good friends. So it took a lot longer. Plus I was raising my girls, you know what I mean? And so I would truly, I would get up really early, just like I knew I'd have to do for here, and then start working on it. And then, by 1 or 2, I kind of looked at it like it was it was a job. And then I would be home in the afternoon for them. So you have to be really dedicated, and you have to keep really serious about it. Especially if you're working from home. When I work from home 2 days a week now, and I don't do laundry. I don't start dinner. Everyone thinks that's the great side about it, but I work. I get up early and I start working, and I work till like I'm not even really at home. And I think that's a great way to look at it, because I think sometimes people when they're at home, they get a little bit sidetracked, and you don't get all the work done that you need to do, because there's always work to be done.
So even though you had a bit of entrepreneurship experience with your baskets back in college, you still just became an entrepreneur. Did you encounter any bumps along the road besides the few that you've already mentioned?
The only bumps would be my own self-confidence, Honestly, I pray every morning about strength to be able to do it. There's so many, from personnel, I don't like conflict, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. There's so many different things that I had to buck up and be strong at, that that was hard for me, you know. And it's been a challenge in a lot of ways, but it's also really exciting to see me grow in the ways that I needed to grow to make my business grow, to make all of my employees happy, my customers happy. I mean, I couldn't be weak. You know, I had to be strong and make sure that I did everything that I've done from growth standpoint was really methodical. I was really pensive about everything. I never just all of a sudden threw a different sandwich in or in the menu or just started a new business downtown or something. Everything has to be really thought about because there's so many different people that not only rely on me, but my brand and my dream is all so important that I want to make sure that every decision I make is really thought out and the best decision that I know how to do. And that also involves still using my SBTC, you know, downtown. I still talk to them a lot when I need to. So it's an ongoing relationship. It's not just something that certainly at the beginning there was a lot more, you know, correspondence. But as time goes on, you know, I don't need them as much, but I still love to bounce ideas off them, you know, when I'm thinking of something new. And there's a lot of things that happen. I mean, my rent went up out of control. Like, how can I survive? You know, there's so many different things. You know, I had to change my name. All those things seem super, you know, dramatic at the time and traumatic because they were. But as long as, you know, you kept your eye on the goal at the end of the day and made sure that you made good decisions, then it always worked.